Assalamu alaikum. In today's session, we will start exercise 4.3s of IGCSE Extended Mathematics that is recommended by AQA examinations. Our topic is frequency diagrams. Before moving to the questions, let's deeply discuss about the frequency diagrams. So let's read the statement. It says frequency diagrams are graphs that show how often values occur in a data set. Means how frequent values occur in a data set. Histograms are usually used for continuous data which is grouped into class intervals. Like for discrete data sets, we usually use bar charts, while for the continuous data sets, we use histograms. Histograms are similar to the bar graphs, but here there is no gap between the bars. And also it has a specific interval in which we see that how frequent some values occur. Like for example, here in this graph, the class interval is 10, means the first bar shows the values from 0 to 10, like how many values occur between 0 and 10. So it shows the frequency, which is 5, means 5 values are occurring between 0 and 10. Similarly, how many values are occurring between 10 and 20? So it is showing the height of the graph, which represents the frequency. So there are some other ways to represent the data, like frequency polygon, which actually join the midpoints of the top of the histogram bars. It is actually useful to compare distributions. Like here, this is the highest point of the bar, and they have just joined these points to show the frequency polygon. Similarly, there are some other ways like cumulative frequency graph. So we will not see this in detail because our exercise is just limited to the histograms. Now let's proceed to questions. In question number 1, it says copy and complete the frequency table using these test marks. Like so many students got marks between 1 to 5, and then 6 to 10, and 11 to 15, and 16 to 20, and so on. So we have to see that how many students got marks between 1 to 5. So let's represent it. There are 4 students who got marks between 1 to 5. Now let's see the number of students who got marks between 6 and 10. So these are the students who got marks from 6 to 10, and these are 9 in total. Similarly, for other students, there are 16 who got 11 to 15. Similarly, there are 11 who got from 16 to 20 marks. And similarly, there are 10 who got 21 to 25 marks. So we can also draw the tally marks here. There are 4 students, so there will be 4 lines over here. There are 9 students who got marks between 6 and 10, so there will be 5 and then 4 tally marks. In total, these are 9. And here to represent 16, this is how I will draw 16 tally marks here. And similarly, I need 11 tally marks. And then further, I need 10 tally marks to represent number of students who got marks between 21 and 25. In B part, they want us to calculate the number of people who took the test. So we have to count the number of people, number of students. So in total, we have to add the frequency, and we get 50. It means there are total 50 students who took the test. Now let's proceed to next question. In next question, again, we are given with the data like it says copy and complete the frequency table using these masses of people given to nearest kilogram. So let's count that how many people have mass 45, like equals to 45 and less than 50. So in total, there are 8 people who are existing in this interval. Then similarly, there are 6 people who are existing in this interval, and there are 7 people who exist in next interval. Then there are 10, then 3, and then 6. Means there are 6 people who has mass equals to 70 or less than 75 kg. We have to draw the tally marks. So for the tally marks, I will draw the 8 lines over here in this way. Then there will be 6 lines like this. Then there will be 7 lines. Like we represent 5 in this form. Like we draw 4 lines and we cut 4 lines with the 5th line. And then there will be 2 more lines to represent 7. To represent 10, there will be total 10 lines. To represent 3, there will be total 3 lines, and then 6 lines. In B part, again, they want us to calculate the number of people in the sample. Means we have to add the frequency, like how many total people were surveyed. So if we add the frequency, we get 40. It means there were 40 people who had this survey. Now let's proceed to next question. In next question, again, we are given with a data like the frequent data, where the values are repeating. So we have to first fill the table, means we have to write the frequency of the people in these intervals, and then we will draw the tally marks as well as the histogram. So first of all, we have to count the number of people. So there are 6 people who exist in this interval, and then there are 8 who exist in the next interval. Similarly, there are 13 who exist in the third interval, and there are 6 again who exist in the fourth interval, and then there will be 5 who exist in the last interval. We have to draw the tally marks. Again, I can quickly draw the tally marks. So this is how I can draw the tally marks. Now let's draw the histogram. So the histogram has some key features, like it is used for the continuous data sets where we represent the data in intervals. So in the first interval, the data was more than 130 and less than and equals to 140. And there were 6 people who were existing in this interval. So in histogram, it is important to label the x-axis and y-axis. So here I have represented the height in x-axis, and the frequency means number of people on y-axis. And I have also given the title that it is representing the height of the people. So in the first interval, there are 6 people. In the second interval, there are 8, then 13, then 6, and then 5. So look that there is no gap between the bars, and this is the only thing that differentiate the histograms and bar graphs. Look, I have represented this interval that has small bracket here and square bracket at the end. The small bracket shows that 130 is not included, because here in the data, it says that h means height is more than 130. But on the other hand, 140 is included, because in this table, it shows that h is less than and equals to 140. So that's why I have represented 140 and I closed with square bracket that represent that 140 is included. Now let's proceed to next question. In next question, we are already given with the frequency. It says the depth in centimeters of the reservoir is measured daily throughout April. So it means that it says that how many days in which the depth was from 0 to 5, and then similarly up to so on. So we have to draw the histogram. Again, for histogram, I have to name the labels first, means x-axis and y-axis, and I have given the title that is suitable for the data. So as the data represents the depth of the reservoir in April, so let's start by drawing the bars. From 0 to 5, there was only 1 day. From 5 to 10, there were 5 days. And similarly, there were 14 days in which the depth was 10 to 15. And then 8, and then 2. So again, look that 0 was not included because the depth was more than 0. So I have used small bracket. And here there is a square bracket that shows that 5 is included in this interval. Now we will proceed to next question. In next question, again, we are given with the exam marks of 30 students in the frequency table. And there were 4 students who got marks between 1 to 20% and up to so on. So let's draw the bar chart. The bar chart will be similar to the histogram, but it will have some width in the bars, between the bars. So I have represented first bar that shows 4 students got marks between 1 to 20%, and then 8, then 13, then 6, and then 5. And we have to observe the brackets as well, because 1 is included, and similarly 20 is also included. That's why the square brackets are used. Now let's move towards the next question. In this question, it says the histogram shows the best distances in meters that athletes threw in javelin in a competition. In the first part, in A part, it says state the number of athletes who threw the javelin between 65 to 70 meters. So between 65 to 70, there were 2 people. Look, its frequency is 2. And similarly, from 80 to 85, there was only 1 athlete. In B part, it says in which class interval was the winner. So winner will be definitely the one who has thrown at the maximum distance. So definitely it will be in interval 85 to 90. In C part, what is the model class interval? Means the class interval with maximum frequency. So look, the class interval 70 to 75 shows the maximum frequency means 4. So we represent the class interval like 70 to 75 is the model class interval. Then they want us to calculate the total number of athletes who threw a javelin. So let's see that there are 2 athletes here, then 4, then 2, then 1, and then 1. So in total, these are 10 athletes. So this was all for today's class. Please feel free to ask questions through comments. Thank you.